Bondaducci, and you are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi, I'm Danny Bondaducci.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Let's give a big shout out to Tony Walker.
Tony Walker, who's a friend of mine.
Tony Walker!
Tony Walker!
Tony Walker, everybody. Stand up, Tony. Where are you? Tony Walker! Thank you so much, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Walker. Our favorite. We love you.
I've met a lot of different people. This one right here used to headline Chuckles and Eastside and all these clubs. If you remember Claudia Sherman, Google her, she used to come out with a wedding dress and talk about how her wedding went all awry and this and that. She is here, when a comedian comes to see another comedian, that is the biggest honor a comedian can get. And I'm honored that you're here tonight. I love Claudia. Claudia Sherman, back in the day, was a great stand-up comic. We used to do all the clubs around the tri-state area, Long Island, New Jersey, Connecticut, all the clubs. Governors in Levittown. It's going to be a phenomenal night at Governors in Levittown.
Hi, I'm Claudia. I'm with the Down and Outs.
It's called the Down and Outs, and she's doing a show in the Giggle Room. When are you doing that? October 5th. Governors in Levittown. Go to govs.com for your tickets.
With the Down and Outs.
A lot of great comedians, a lot of laughter, good food. Governors in Levittown, get your tickets now. Govs.com.
Hi, everybody. It is Thursday. Thanks for joining us today on the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. We're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Gov's Comedy Club Podcast is the name of the channel, whether you watch it on Facebook or on YouTube. We appreciate you guys watching. We appreciate the support. Please, if you're watching on Facebook, hit that, just follow us on Facebook. How about that? And subscribe to us on YouTube. And no matter where you're watching, do all that social media sharing stuff that we all need you guys to do because we don't know what we're doing. We're old. But we appreciate the support. We appreciate you guys watching today. If you're watching on Facebook, we appreciate it. And if you want to stay there, that's great. But like I tell you every day, if you'd like to comment during the show, if you'd like to participate in our conversation, you want to hear your name read, you want your comments read, please do so on the YouTube feed because that is where we monitor the comments. Just like John Russillo did. He said, hi, Tony and Frank and guest. I'll get to the guest in 2 seconds. Happy Musical Thursday. Jeff Bosey's watching. Rob Safarth says hello. Hello, Rob Safarth, all the way down there in Pennsylvania. All right. Speaking of Long Island legends, ladies and gentlemen. Legends, I said. Sitting right over there on the other side. Oh, first, hi, Frank.
Hi.
Hello. Okay.
Family doesn't matter.
We have with us today the one, the only, Ed Ryan is here, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't believe it's me.
I am very excited to have you here. You've been in the studio before, first time on this show.
Yeah.
Thanks to Frank that he brought you in. So my first question for Ed Ryan is, what's the matter with you?
What's the matter with me? Taking all these years to find out myself. I don't know.
I have never seen anybody, and I'm a big music guy. I've seen a million concerts. I don't know if I've seen anybody with the energy that you have on stage.
Well, thank you.
And I don't know anybody that's not a fan, but I will admit, the first time I saw her, what's going on up there? Like
What's wrong with this guy?
There's definitely a Tasmanian devil vibe going on. I'm totally busting your chops.
No, that's all right. The secret is I don't get up early to do podcasts at 11 a.m.
11 a.m. is early to you rock stars? Is that just letting it all out? Is there...
that's everything.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do it all out, then why are you doing it?
I agree 100% with that. I think that's why people love it, because it's authentic.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think people enjoy that.
I get a kick out of performing.
Right, but that's why I asked, because, starting out in comedy, I didn't know if there was... I guess with the comic sensibilities, that's maybe part of the reason why you just let it out, because...
Comedy came later. I was a singer and songwriter all throughout, my life.
Oh, okay.
And acting and theater and whatever it took. I didn't start doing comedy till about 89, 90.
Right,
somewhere
okay.
around there. And I had already been, through the 80s.
Right,
did my rock star 80s and all that took and all that it takes out of you.
Okay.
And said that when I took a left turn and started doing comedy accidentally, and I liked it, and I did it for about 12 years.
Yeah.
Went from MC to middle to headliner, and then just kind of got bored with myself. There's a big difference. Well, you're a comedian. The big difference between going out and singing a song and taking 3 to 4 minutes without needing a reaction.
Oh,
And then you end that song, and people give you either everything or nothing.
Right,
You know,
right.
whatever, one way or the other. But for 3 or 4 minutes, you don't have to worry about it. Comedy, every 10 seconds, if you're
Right.
not getting a reaction one way or another, you're not doing your job.
Okay.
So what ended up happening is that I got my material to a point where it was honed, and I could do an hour, I could do an hour and a half, I could do 40, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, chuck.
Sure.
But then I wasn't writing new material because I knew this works, and this works.
Okay, yeah.
And you got to hurry up and get your reaction. And I was afraid to try newer material. So I just kind of got bored with my own material and went back to singing, and then just phased it out.
Wow. See, yeah, all right, this is interesting to me. I've never thought about that. So from a music point of view, you're playing the song. You're not looking at the audience during the song. You're not looking to see if they're digging
See
it.
if they react. You get a feeling.
Yeah,
You can
okay.
tell. I don't personally. I don't like to look in people's eyes when I'm singing. I look just above their heads. It makes it looks like I'm looking at them, but I'm not. So I just skimming, and you can see if people are reacting and all that. But I don't know how to say this correctly, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
During the song, what matters is at the end of the song. If they react to it, great.
Right. Okay.
During the song, you can let yourself go free. You can
Right.
go anywhere and travel. Just make sure you're in the song and do it the best you can.
And that didn't come out negative, by the way. We totally got what you meant.
Yeah. But again, in comedy,
Right.
You got to keep going. And if somebody yells something out, you got to do with it. You're singing a song, somebody yells something out.
Yeah.
Who cares? I got the microphone,
Right.
and the music. So
Well, yeah, and usually between the guitar or band, a lot of people don't hear that person yelling out in the middle of the
so it
song
doesn't
anyway.
matter.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very interesting to me. I never thought about that because I personally think there's a lot of similarities between music and comedy or just performing live in general.
Performance,
But,
yes. Now, when you put together a good comedy set, you know what's going to hit, you got your highs, your lows, your peaks, your valleys.
Right.
Same thing with putting a musical set together. Not when you're standing in the corner of a bar like a restaurant, you just
Right.
make up whatever song comes next.
Right.
But you're doing it like with Bowie Station or with any of the bands I'm with.
Yep.
You put together a set list and you got to make it highs, lows, boom, 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 a beginning, middle, end,
Yep.
and it's a whole story, just like a comedy set.
Yeah.
But the difference is I don't have to worry during each song, who's reacting.
Right.
You know.
I do, and it's like you said. You got to every 10 seconds. You got to have that premise set up, punch. You got to, and but it's gotten so much of that. Like you definitely feel the pressure to do that. That the art of the comedy storytelling. Well, I hate to use him as an example, but like a Bill Cosby, that art form is kind of gone. Like because you have to keep hitting them with the punchlines and keep them going.
And that was what I did when I was doing comedy. I was a storyteller,
Right.
than a one-punch guy. And Bill Cosby, again, yes, was one of the heroes of storytelling.
Yes.
Back in the day.
Right.
We're not going to go into the rest. of it.
His story's a lot different now.
It's just heartbreaking.
Yes,
but,
it is. It is.
he was excellent because he was clean and he told the story and funny.
Oh,
every couple of
unbelievable.
lines, laughs.
Yep.
And that's how you put together.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mentioned to you before we went on the air, I can recall at least twice seeing, and that's why I thought you were comedy first, because that's what I saw first. I saw you in the early 90s doing comedy. I saw you twice at the brokerage. And I remember at least one of them, you mixed, you were doing comedy, but you also grabbed your guitar and sang.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a crutch. I always had the guitar on while I'm doing
Right.
comedy. Because a lot of guys do parody songs, but
Right.
I wrote original songs.
You did, correct me if I'm wrong, did you sing a song for your mother? Does that ring a bell at all?
Not so much.
Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. I could have. I guess my memory's just wrong.
Sing a song? No, I don't think
No?
so.
Okay.
No.
Okay, sorry.
Can you use the S word here?
Yeah, it's Governors, baby.
Okay, because I used to have a song called "You're Such a Shithead." That was my big closer, and it was not about my mother.
No,
I just wanted to know that.
All right. Well, how about
just to be clear?
How about this? Is it possible that you sang a serious, like a real, not a non-parody, a real original at your comedy at a comedy gig?
Probably not.
Damn, I would swear that's what I saw from you
know.
once.
I don't know. I don't know. I've done
sorry.
thousands of shows, and I don't ever remember bringing my mother into it.
Maybe I brought my mother. I don't know.
I tried my whole life running away from my mother. I didn't need to embrace her into my act.
All right, but in prepping for the show and advertising, when on the rest of the week when I'm talking about who the guests are and stuff, I kept saying when I was mentioning that you were coming in, you're the only person that I'm aware of who doing the comedy, and I mean, you were, like you said, headlining on the Long Island scene. You were up there with the Roaches and the Monties, and I know you and Joey Cole are friends.
I know Chris Monty very well.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Roach.
Chris is great. In fact, Monty will be here tonight, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay. I'll leave a dirty note for him.
But then then go looking at the music scene also. You're the only guy that I know of that kind of reached the same level on the comedy and the music scene, and that's not an easy thing to do.
I'm a very talented guy.
Well, that's my point, right? There you go. You just summed it all up right there.
No, I just never stopped. I've never stopped. I just. Somebody said that to me recently. It's like, I thank God, someone I hadn't seen in decades. They said, "Oh, God bless you that you're still going, you're still doing it." I'm like, what else am I going to do?
Right,
This is all I know how to do. Ever since I was a kid, whether it's singing, being funny, acting, telling a story, I just want to be entertaining. That's all I've ever wanted to do is just be entertaining. It sounds so cliche, but to make the world a little happier.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's why I don't do political stuff, and I don't get too serious.
Thank goodness.
I know. Yeah. Please. But every now and again you write a beautiful song about something serious. That's good, and it doesn't have to be in a comedy show. There's plenty of venues or platforms to sing a serious song about. But never anything that's going to make anybody mad. You know what I mean? The closest they came to that. Now this is stupid. I have a song called "The Drinking Song." You may have heard it. It's all about I'm just a drinker. I drink all the time. Bah, bah, bah. It's like a bah, bah, bah. And it's funny. I think it's funny. Most people think it's funny. There is a certain contingency in the Irish population that find that song offensive and have no problem telling me that.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, are you kidding? It's like, why do you perpetuate a stereotype against our own? It's like, I'm not talking, I don't call it the Irish drinking song. I don't put on an accent. Well, I kind of do, because you slip into it. When you got that kind of pa music, you can't help but slip into an accent every now and again. But seriously, I said I wrote the song about myself, just to, as a character who drinks all the time.
Right.
It's a funny character. It doesn't have to be Irish, and people get mad. And that's the only song I've ever written that I know that people get upset about.
Do the Irish community think you started that stereotype? I think it was around for a while before the song.
But I'm doing my best to be the one who
keep it
perpetuates
going.
it.
Oh my God.
No, I don't know.
Do we get a little sample of that song?
Do you know that one? All right.
And then keep that guitar on, because I know you
Where'd
guys
this
want to
come
play.
from?
It's like a cartoon. Everything just comes
It was
out.
like on the Tonight Show. You ever sit there and all of a sudden, well, would you care to play a song for us? And Johnny would pull a guitar out from behind the couch and say, it's a lefty. Oh, I didn't know. Paul McCartney. Oh, did you have a lefty? Oh, I didn't know. What a surprise.
That's right.
With Ed McMahon, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Take it, Ed.
Yeah, right.
You got Paul McCartney here, and I'll sing along with you. I'll do the Lennon part.
Yeah, right.
You're my sunshine.
Well, right. You think Lennon, you think Ed McMahon.
You do. Drinking song. Well, I'm just a drinker. I drink all the time. I drink Irish whiskey. I drink beer and wine. And I drink and I drink and I drink without care. If you can't find me drunk, I'm out drinking somewhere. Well, I drink with my breakfast and I drink with my lunch. I drink before dinner and right after brunch. I drink when I'm thirsty. I drink when I'm not, and I'll drink you right out of whatever you've got. 'Cause I'm just a drinker, I drink all the time. I drink Irish whiskey, I drink beer and wine. And I drink and I drink and I drink without care. If you can't find me drunk, I'm out drinking somewhere. Well, I drink when I'm working, and I drink when I'm bored. I drink with the devil, but we drink to the Lord. I drink every evening, I drink every morn, and they say I was drinking before I was born. 'Cause my mom was a drinker, she drank all the time. She sent down some whiskey, she sent down some wine. Now I drink and I drink and I drink without care. If you can't find me drunk, I'm out drinking somewhere. Last verse. Well, now I drink here and there, and I drink now and then. I've been drinking so much that I'm sober again. I'm told I should quit, and here's what I say. I'll stop drinking tomorrow, but it's always today. So I'm just a drinker, I drink all the time. I drink Irish whiskey, I drink beer and wine. And I drink and I drink and I drink without care. If you can't find me drunk, I'm out drinking somewhere. Yes, I drink and I drink and I drink without care. If you can't find me drunk, I'm out drinking somewhere. True story.
Oh, yeah.
That was fantastic. All right, I'm going to read some comments here. First-time viewer says, good morning, all, by the name of You Are Dumb. All right, very nice. Nice name. Thanks for joining us. Tim Mimsy says, good morning. Oh, yeah, she says, yay, Ed. She says, or he or she says, yeah. Okay, I didn't know. We have one viewer by the name of Andrew Fremder. I feel the need to warn our guests because his jokes are so bad. He writes, I didn't know Robert Plant was a comedian. But I would take that as a compliment.
Best time, I get that all the time, by the way.
Yeah.
And first of all, it's not even dry yet, so wait till you get the full fluff. It takes another hour.
The full
It takes
fluff.
2 hours for it to set. Then you do the fluff, pull, and release. This is the early settings of it. Okay. But yeah, I get the Robert Plant thing all the time. We were in Ireland. Yeah, we were in Ireland, and I went down. We were hanging out at the hotel. We'd been there a week. And we're hanging out in the room having a pint. I said, let me go down to the bar and bring it up to the room because we were just hanging out. So I went back down to the bar. It's packed, and there's 2 young girls, maybe about their mid-20s, and they're standing next to me as I went, and they're giggling and looking, and one goes, we have to tell you, did anyone ever say before, you look exactly like Jimmy Page?
Oh, my goodness. You just say yes, right?
Said,
yes.
I think you mean Robert Plant, but I think, oh, Robert, no, that's what it is. That's what it is. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, they were so proud of themselves. I'm like, do I look just like Jimmy Page?
Oh, my God.
You look just like a moron.
Yeah,
no, you are dumb.
Yeah, right. Oh, my God.
And then, so is it T.H. Mimsy? T.E.H. Mimsy? Is it Tub?
That's hopeful.
Yeah, but I don't know how to pronounce T.E.H. I don't even, Mimsy? Anyway.
It's Hope.
It's Hope. Okay, Hope. Hope says it's a good song. We all love to sing it.
Our whole family sings it.
Don Silla's chiming in. He's saying he's loving this. Oh, there's Rain. She's saying hi to Hope.
So we knew it was Hope.
John Rusiello, how great it is. I guess he knows most of my friends. Jeff Bosey says that song was awesome. Fremder. Before I was born, my father and I used to butt heads. Oh, my goodness. That's what I get for reading that comment. Okay.
I'm not sure I get that one.
You probably don't want to.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I really don't want to. Very nice. All right, well, thanks for hanging out with us today, everybody. Ed Ryan is here hanging out with us. Long Island legend in both the comedy and the music scene on Long Island. And, yeah, so who are some of the guys? So...
What's that? Your next question is, what am I doing this Saturday night with my Bowie band?
Bowie Station is playing Jones Beach this Saturday.
What?
What?
We are?
Do you have trouble keeping up with all your bands?
I do. That's what a calendar is for. Yeah.
Bowie Station this Saturday at
Jones Beach Band Shell. We're not going to get rained out. I'm praying for it.
Last I heard, my phone is not showing rain anymore for Saturday.
Right. Good.
So that's it.
I'm a big Bowie fan, David Bowie, and it took me a long time to put this band together. I've got great musicians.
That's a solid band.
Richie Naso on guitar, Kevin McCann on guitar, piano, and acoustic guitar and backing vocals. I got Jeff Schumacher on the or Jeff Schumacher or Jeff Shoemaker. I don't know if he's the man who makes the shoes or makes fun of the shoes. Is it the Schumacher? Is he mocking the shoes or is he making the shoes? Either way, he drums.
Not after that, he's not.
I think he just quit. Is that you're dumb? Pat Falco on bass, and who am I missing? I know I'm missing. Rich Coyle. Rich Coyle on keys.
Very nice.
Big Bowie fans, and we got a great show. It's very theatrical. I like this band a lot because I don't have to play an instrument. I just front the band like I used to back in the day when I was with Wide Awake and Ed Ryan and the Underdogs, and back in the days when I didn't have to play an instrument, which I love, which is very freeing.
Oh, okay.
That's the most freeing thing I do. If you're talking about comedy, it's sometimes freeing because you can riff. Music very freeing because you're singing to the stars.
Sure.
But take an instrument off and just give you a microphone and a stand. That's the most freeing
really
thing that I can
even in a band like Bowie Station, even because the material's not yours, you can still
whatever you bought. All right. Somebody asked me this recently. I won't embarrass them by saying who they were, but it's somebody who does a tribute band for one of the artists, and he said to a friend of mine, he goes, "Oh, you're friends with that guy, Ed Ryan?" He goes, "I just saw him do the Bowie Station. I couldn't take my eyes off him. Do you think he can give lessons, or give lessons on how to be a front man?"
Wow.
And I asked I said, "No, I can't give lessons because whatever comes to you, just let it happen.
Right.
Whatever's going on, nothing's wrong. You can't be wrong if you're in character.
Okay.
You do a weird move that looks silly. Who cares? You're rocking and rolling. You ever see Mick Jagger? He looks silly as hell.
Oh, yeah.
He's having the time of his life.
Absolutely.
Anybody. So just anything that comes to mind. You want to just do a weird movement, stare into the audience. You can do anything. It's free. It's theater. It's open. A whole spectrum of anything you feel is open to anything you want to do.
And but it has to be felt. You have to kind of give it. It's in the moment, but truly in the moment.
Yeah.
Not like a salesman.
Get ready. Well, here it comes, and I got to do a 1, 2, 3.
Right.
On
Exactly.
Because
they'll see through that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's the same.
You can see it calculated in your head. You can see it in people's eyes.
Right.
Here it comes.
And that's the same in comedy. You have to be even if it's not the best joke in the world. If you're behind 100%, that's it comes out better.
And even if it's not the joke. Best joke in the world. If you're behind 100%,
right,
and they need a second to get it, you can just stand there with a stupid look,
right,
and let it wash over them. And even the look you're giving them is still part of the joke,
exactly,
without saying a word.
Yep, absolutely right.
To make it more.
Yeah. All right, so we're talking about Bowie Station. They're playing this Saturday at Jones
from
Beach.
8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I got to make that right because they usually last year they had no time cutoff, and this year they do. So we have to be done at 10.
Really?
So yeah.
Oh yeah, they've had that. Yeah, they've had. That's why Guy and Rick were bringing us in to do comedy before the music acts, which I loved.
Too long, though.
Yeah, right, and that was the thing. So they stopped it for that reason. They said they have a solid cutoff now.
Yeah.
Why I don't know because there's no houses over there. But
I'm guessing for overtime.
Oh, a
security.
union thing. Okay.
No matter, depending on how many people there, you got thousands of people there. How late do you want them there? How long is security staying? That kind of thing. It's my own guess.
I'm sure it takes a while to get them out of there, clean up the equipment. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Joe Napolitano says hello.
Hello, Joe. What do you know?
Okay, so
what do you hear? What do you say? From the old Jimmy Cagney. What do you hear? What do you say?
Yeah. Right. So, all right. So I know you guys were talking about doing a song together. While you're thinking about that and putting that together, and you may need a moment to think about this. And who'd we do this to? We did this to somebody else recently. Can you name every band that you've been in?
Oh, Pinelli.
Probably.
Who did I do that with?
Mike Pinella.
Mike Pinella. Oh, okay.
Probably.
Can you? All right, let's do it.
Oh, gosh. My garage band when I was 16, I think they wanted to call it the A Train, which I didn't like, and they changed it to Silver Star.
Oh, that's very 80s.
No, it was 70s.
Oh, really? You go back that far? Can I ask how old you are?
You can ask.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 82.
Oh.
And I look fantastic.
I wouldn't have thought that.
No.
To be totally serious, I wouldn't have thought you'd go back that far.
Talking about 1978, 79, somewhere in there, 76, 76. I don't know, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, so Silver Star. And then the first real band I got into, we were called Target. Oh, wait, first of all, I played a weekend with an ad hoc band in the Hamptons when I was in high school, and we called ourselves the Cisco Ducks. This This was about the time of the big Disco Sucks backlash. So we were Cisco Ducks.
That's great.
And then I had a band in the early 80s, and we were a Joe Jackson type of tribute band. This was my first real band. We played out in clubs, and we were called Target. And then after Target, I went off on my own. I did cruise ships. I did dinner theater out in the Midwest. I was called out to Hollywood to try to be one of the new monkeys when they were doing that. I was one of the last 9
Oh, is that right?
contestants. And actually, they hired 3 guys and kept me and a 4th guy back for another week because it was between me and him as to who's going to be the Nesmith role.
You know those guys are still around? They're still doing it?
No, they're not.
Yes, I don't think it's a full-time thing, but yeah, they're still playing.
They were real. I could name those guys.
Really?
I hung out with them all.
Just maybe 3 or 4 years ago, Mickey Dolenz actually joined them for a few songs.
No.
Yeah, it's on. You can find that on the
Larry,
internet.
Dino, Jared, and who's the guy? And the guy who took my place, Marty.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
so-
a mixed blessing that you didn't get that gig.
I know, because it was a terrible show.
Awful.
I know. I watched it. And I was like, oh, I feel bad that I'm not on it, but boy, am I glad I'm not on it. So by the time I got back into bands again, back in '87, I met Tom Sanfilippo and Artie Sgraglio, and we started putting a band together. First, we were called Ed Ryan and the Big Picture.
Oh wow!
And we opened up for the Ramones and got the shit beat out of us. Not physically, but. Oh, yeah, they're just spitting, throwing bottles, cans, everything's yelling, stealing microphones off the stage while we were singing. Oh, yeah. And we were doing original songs, and I'm playing acoustic, and we're opening up for the Ramones. It was a stupid booking, but it was a lesson. Yeah. That was Ed Ryan, the Big Picture. Then we combined us with their band, which was called The Underdogs, so we became Ed Ryan and The Underdogs. We did the Debbie Gibson tour. We opened up for her on her first national tour.
Oh, wow.
For a month anyway, for the back half of the tour. Ended up 3 nights at Radio City Music Hall, which was nice.
Yeah.
Playing just songs I've written, which is great, not covers.
Wow.
Just as the opening act. That was Ed Ryan and the Underdogs. And then, then I had a short-lived thing called Ed Ryan and the B-Sides because I was doing all original songs that weren't in the Underdogs. When that broke up, then I had, what was the next band? Wide Awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wide Awake. Wide Awake was huge.
Yes,
We were a big
I remember
band.
Wide Awake
That
well.
was-
Yeah.
That was when I finally got into my real character of combining all the things I'd learned up until then into one performance.
Nice.
And, so the Wide Awake character is pretty much the one I use for Bowie now, because it's comfortable and it's also a little menacing, and I love it. And then I was in Jerry Finley's Caraband. Then I spent 15 years in the Irish circuit. I've done everything.
Mm-hmm. That I didn't know. Wow.
Yeah, so after the original stuff flew out, nobody was buying into it, and the band broke up. And I'm sorry, Rhino Caravan came next. Rhino Caravan, Lee, Tom Cavanaugh, and Dave Hermanton.
Yeah,
and that was an original act too. Yeah, and we do, and the BAM girls, and we did some recording the Bunnery.
The Band Girls. That sounds dirty. I love it.
That was Ramona and 2 other people.
Ramona, Jill, and
BAM, Badass Mamas.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They were they had nice
Wow.
company.
Oh, they were wonderful. Yeah. So after Rhino Caravan, then Jerry Finley and the Caraband, and I learned all my Irish stuff by trial of fire. Talk about you could never do. The way I learned improv is the way I learned Irish music. Improv, they throw you on stage.
Yeah.
Just go. You're in it.
Right.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
But you can make it up, sit out, do whatever you want. In the Irish band, I was just in the band. I never heard of half these songs. You go, this one's an A. Okay, and I just have to listen and figure out where we're going for like months every show. I'm like, oh, I've heard this one, but then again they all start to sound alike. I'm like, oh, I've heard this one. Oh no, that's not that one. This is the other one that goes boop bop bop doop bop bop. So I learned all my Irish stuff through there, and then since then I don't think I've been in a band again, have I?
There was the Threedles were short-lived.
The Threedles was short-lived.
Yeah, so the Threedles.
That was you, me, and Tom Cavanaugh. The Threedles. Yeah. No, I don't think. What? Oh, that's right. I was in. That's not a bad experience. I was in Petty Rumors for 5 years. That was a tribute band for Fleetwood Mac and Tom Petty.
Right.
But they were already established, and they needed a guy to take someone's place. So I kind of sat in there and learned how to be in a band again, which was kind of fun.
Sure,
I never played electric guitar before.
Oh wow.
I was always an acoustic guy, so that was good for that. And then that fizzled out.
Okay.
And now it's Bowie Station. This was my dream. I still want to do. There's still in existence. The Ed Ryan Band is still somewhere out there in pieces. Every now and again we do original shows, and I need to get that going again.
Well, I will point out I was at Forest City Park. I saw AM/FM Time Machine.
Right. I'm in that
It was fantastic. What a great show that was.
Kenny Forgione. Kenny Forgione from Wonder Stories had this idea of taking seven people, including himself, and all of them singers, and just doing these songs from 1964 to 1973, which is when AM became FM, called The Incredible AM/FM Time Machine. You're right, we just did that too. I forgot. I'm in a lot of bands.
Exactly.
And I also am the understudy as the vocalist for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So when that comes around, I go out and rehearse with them for a week in Omaha, Nebraska at the end of October. And then they go out on tour. And if somebody gets sick, they call me out, which I did the last 2 years. I got called out for a weekend.
Right.
And then you come right back, which is the craziest experience.
But it's got to be awesome.
You're
though.
sitting in a corner of a bar, with a dartboard behind you.
Right.
Nobody cares. And the next day you're on a plane. And that night you're on a stage in Tulsa, Oklahoma with 10,000, 15,000 people. And then the next day, 2 shows in another city. And the next day, 2 shows in another city. And all these thousands of people. And the very next day after that, you're back on a plane home because the guy's well. And the next day, you're back in front of a dartboard.
Right.
And it's like, what the hell just happened to me?
Yes.
I swear to God, 2 days ago, I was like the center of attention and of thousands of people. And now I'm over here singing, Brown Eyed Girl again.
Again. I refuse.
Oh, that's funny.
And also has a huge theater background. That's what he also started from. When he
Yes, I started out in a huge theater.
Huge.
It was the size of the sphere, I swear.
So that's, I think, also what comes through when he is.
That
Right, okay.
disembodied voice you're hearing is my wife, Rain.
Who was offered to come on the air with us, but she was told no.
I can't believe you told her that. You got Frank.
Yeah.
Frank has some nerve.
Hey, when that whip comes down from Frank, man, get out of the way. So, all right. So, what is the theater background? Because I'm
a
not familiar.
theater major in high school and college, and I did a ton of plays. And then I went back. I did some Midwest dinner theater for months in Ohio, Illinois, this and that, and then cruise ships was kind of like acting 24 hours a day because you're walking around and hey, anyway, you have a question? Of course, I'm here to help you.
Right. Yeah.
That's acting.
But the cruise ship is good money.
It was. Well, I'm talking about 1986. I spent 6 months on a cruise ship as an assistant cruise director, one of many. And your job was basically to be the public person.
Oh,
and you run games and you play
Right.
a few shows per cruise, but
Right.
you're one of the public people. Anyone has a problem, they can come to you. You run the do bingo, whatever it is.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, also, but I enjoyed it. It was you got to see. I saw all the Caribbean and
Nice.
haven't been back since, but. It was
Hey, at
nice.
least you've been there.
I've done everything, man. Everything once. Marriage once.
Yeah, thank God that's right.
30 years.
30 years,
We're-
very
we're-
nice.
We're together 30 years next month. Next month, September. Yeah,
That's
married
cool.
22 because I'm slow, as you can see.
Oh, yeah, that's-
took me all this time to get from music to comedy to this one and that one.
Slow is definitely not a word I would associate with Ed Ryan. That's for sure.
Measured. How about measured?
Measured. I like that. And you mentioned Debbie Gibson. I did. Was she a bitch?
No, never.
Really?
No.
I thought for sure she.
Well, first of all, I only knew her when I knew her when she was 7. We did plays together.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I wasn't her age, obviously, but when you needed kids in the show, I remember doing a Christmas show in college, and they needed a couple of kids, and they used the Gibson girls from Merrick. I was from Merrick, so we knew each other. Yeah, they knew who I was and the music. So when they needed an opening act, it was not a far cry for them to ask me to come do it. We didn't have a record deal or anything. It was just
Right.
the hugest, biggest favor anyone could give to someone else.
Yeah, sure.
Really? Okay, you
Right.
got it.
Yeah.
But no, she was 16, 17. She was a kid. She was sweet as pie. No, never a B word.
I just assumed
I don't know what you're like now.
Well,
You might be a big bitch. No, I'm kidding.
In 2014, when she was inducted into the Long Island Music Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I was there.
I'm waiting for my call.
Yeah, right. That's where we're here. Surprise!
Yeah, right.
This is your life.
Here comes Billy Joel.
And here's Debbie Gibson right now.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to call you that.
Right.
Yeah.
She got inducted. Just disclaimer, I was not there to see her, but she was also getting inducted that night. And she just took over the mic, and she wouldn't shut the heck up. And people were yelling to her, "Hey, you got!" And she's like, "I'm not stopping. This is my night." Oh my god! And I'm sitting there like, "What a bitch!" And she went on and on for a long time on the mic. I was there. You just mentioned Billy Joel. The Lords of 52nd Street were getting inducted. Right. Liberty DeVito, and it's Liberty DeVito's birthday today.
There you go.
But those guys didn't get inducted till almost midnight because Debbie Gibson wouldn't shut the hell up. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
Selfish. No.
Well, all right. She was a brat. How about that B word?
No, she was quite innocent at the time. I remember the one story. She was hanging out with one of her female singers, and she's only like 17 or so. And me, probably with Tom Sanfilippo, we're walking by, and we hung out just to talk for a second. And this guy, Tony Bongiovi, who was Bon Jovi's cousin, was one of the crew guys, right? And he had the long hair and the look and blah, blah. And she walked by and go, "Oh, there he goes." She goes, "Oh, hey, Stony." And I went, "Oh." So we were told not to mention anything around her, like she was very innocent. I went, "Oh, you," and we both, "Oh, you called him Stony."
Right.
"Oh, you mean, he must,
right, he hooked you up.
And she went, "No, that's his Flintstone name." I went, "Oh, of course it is, because he doesn't do that. Of course,
right,
that's
right.
his Flintstone name."
Wow.
It's true. "Hey, Stony." I'm like, "Okay, I get it now." Yeah, that's true.
I hope she was just covering up.
Yeah, I hope so. But
oh my God.
At that age, though, who knows?
So what's this monkey shirt I'm seeing here? I'll take over now.
Okay.
What's this monkey shirt I'm seeing here, Frank?
Actually, you mentioned Marty Ross because he was actually on that station for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was one of the
Marty's
DJs
the one who
for
beat me out. And the funny thing is, we wanted to be in the band together so bad. We both were like, "Man, it'd be great if you and I get cast." And then we were trying to figure out who else. And then they cast 3 of the guys, and then me and him were head to head for a week. But a swell guy.
Yeah, that's cool. But that's all I got.
But you didn't answer his question.
It's
not hard, Frank. What's the shirt mean?
it was a podcast.
I'm asking you about the front of your shirt, not the back, so you can actually look down.
It was a
and see what we're
podcast.
speaking of.
It was devoted all to the monkeys. Every year they did something, and woman Jody Ritson put it together, and that's basically it. It was it ran for about 3 years. I think it just ended recently, and it was great. It was, I actually. Jody had a show on there, and I recorded a theme song for it, which was neat. But that's it.
Anything monkeys catches my eye. I'm a huge monkeys fan, and I'm one of the few people in my position when you say, "Oh, you're over," who's not ashamed to say, "I'm a huge monkeys."
Oh, I'm with you. I'm a huge monkey guy.
No shame whatsoever.
No, me neither. They should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
100%.
Mickey Dolenz, his voice is very underrated. His last few solo albums have been fantastic.
Which one? King for a Day?
King for a Day, Remember. Even
the
Dolan sings Nesmith. Even,
I have that too. Yeah.
And then really even about a year ago, he put out an EP of REM songs.
Oh, that's right.
It's fantastic.
That's right.
It's only
no, we don't have it. But
it's only like 4 or 5 songs, but it's great.
Yeah.
There's one song that I think is actually better than REM's.
Shiny Happy People.
Well, that's one of the songs he does, but.
Man on the Moon.
Oh, Looking for New York. Is that the name of that song?
Oh, I don't know.
I think that I'm going to look it up. I think that's the name of the song. It's better than REM's original.
But yeah, Mickey Dolenz, Monkeys, all the way.
Yep, I'm with you, man.
Do you remember Mickey's Lullaby album?
Oh,
I have the Monkeys.
Album.
Yes,
I love that album.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I have all this stuff.
Oh, thing, right? That you couldn't.
It was in a long box.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Leaving New York by REM. Yeah, it's Mickey Dolenz does the song, and yeah, it's better than. It's better. You would actually. I've told the story a million times on here, but one of my favorite Monkey stories is 1989. We went to see them at Westbury.
Right.
Westbury Music Fair. They have the round stage. It rotates. For those of you who aren't familiar, It's in the round, and the stage actually rotates, and every band you'll see there will make a joke about it. Like, oh, I'm dizzy, the drugs are kicking in. And it's every single show. And I guess Davy Jones wasn't, who's used to a revolving stage in the middle. So Davy Jones was running around in the middle. I think it was during the song Valerie.
Yeah.
And he's doing his shtick. He's Davy Jones, and he's running backwards across the stage. And he kept on running and fell off the stage and went tumbling down some stairs. That was my reaction, but I didn't stop laughing for about 3 hours. I'm that guy in the whole crowd, and then you just hear in the corner.
The entire place is like, and you hear him.
Couldn't stop laughing. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That was, I think, the early show. Didn't they play again that night and we went back?
Oh, maybe.
And he came on in crutches?
Yeah, in a brace. But
laughing now.
Well, I think that's when I finally stopped laughing, was when we went back for the second show.
Yeah, he was hurting the next show. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, man, I could not stop laughing. That's my big monkey
I got
story.
a quick one. We saw the Monkees, the three, without Nesmith, obviously, in the 90s sometime. And afterwards, we were lucky. Well, John Blenn was the general manager there. So he got us some meet and greet packages for afterwards. It was like, oh, great, we're going to be part of the meet and greet. So I said, let's get on the end of the line because I want to see how it goes, how they interact with everybody.
Good idea.
So we got on the end of the line. We walk into a room, and from the front, they make you do the horseshoe, like, of the room.
Yep,
and they're
gotcha.
in the background and again. So now we're on the end of the line on this start here, right? Now the Monkees are going to come out one at a time and start going down the line, starting with us.
Oh, jeez.
Now we're first.
Right.
Didn't expect to be first.
Right.
I've got a 45 sleeve to be signed, whatever we're allowed to do, take a picture. And I said, all right, as long as Mickey isn't the first one out, so I can gear myself up to meet Mickey.
Right.
He's, and of course he's the first one out. I was like, oh, no. Comes right over, just like, your business. I'm like, hey, my wife starts talking, oh, great show, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, just staring at him. He signs the thing, and he goes, she's talking.
I'm trying to stall him.
He's walking away. Now he's going to go, and I haven't said a word. So he starts walking, and she goes, hey. I went to the back, I went, I love you. And I went, what? And she looks at me and goes, is that all you had?
And I go, I love you.
That's all, I don't know. That's all I could muster.
What did he do?
He just kept walking.
Right.
He was on the next.
He what?
Because it was so fast, we didn't get
our picture together.
Ah.
He had to come back.
Oh, he did actually come back, though?
Yeah, two people down. He goes, oh, we forgot to get a picture. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's nice.
I went, good show. I was starstruck.
Never saw that speechless.
I did that with here with Colin Quinn. Now, did you know Tim Gage in your comedy days? Oh, yeah, I figured. Tim Gage, one of the best guys ever. He's cousins with Colin Quinn. So Colin was playing here. I'm hanging out right by the door here, but I hear Tim say to Colin, "Oh, let me introduce you to my buddy in the podcast room." So right away I stiffen up. I'm like, "Oh shit, he's talking about me." They come over and we're talking for a minute, and I'm same thing. I'm like in my head, I'm like, "Fucking Colin Quinn, holy shit!" I'm shaking his hand. We're talking. So he had a show that he was producing that he put together, and he would put it up on YouTube, hoping that somebody would pick it up. It was called Cop Show, and it was just your parody of every cop show. They get the call. Oh, something's happening somewhere. Let's go stop it. And we catch the guy, and all we got to do is intimidate him for 10 minutes, and he'll tell us everything we need to know. It was just a parody of every cop show. So I turned to him and I go, I really loved that show you were doing. I said, I wish it got picked up, but I thought it was really funny. I really enjoyed that show, Cop Rock. Are you familiar with Cop Rock?
Yes.
I never watched a minute of this show. It was like 40 years ago. How that came out, I have no idea. And he did. He looked at me.
Cop Rock.
And he goes, Cop Rock is an old show from the 80s, right? I go, yeah, I do know that, and I don't know why I said that. But totally turned the guy off, and you could just see it in him. He was like, his whole body language was, how do I get away from this guy? And he did. He finally walked away. I'm like, shit! And then, of course, went back and looked on YouTube. The show was worse than I even imagined. It's like, how did that happen? It was the weirdest thing. But I
Strange
did
encounters.
But I did get to meet Mickey, thanks to you, as a birthday present. You got me a meet and greet with Mickey after one of his shows.
My father's place.
At my father's place, that's right. and it was great. Such a nice guy. We sat for maybe 10 minutes.
Wow, really?
Talked a little bit, and it was a nice conversation. It was, because it was only what? Actually, it was just a few weeks before the quarantine.
A few weeks, literally, yeah.
So.
Well, that's right.
Yeah. So
it
was.
It was in March.
Yeah.
It was in early March.
Yes. Yeah. You're absolutely right. So. At this age, you don't get starstruck as much anymore. I met Brian May a few years ago, and that I was starstruck. I literally could not say anything as he's shaking my hand.
I love you.
But with Mickey, it was right. But with Mickey, I was able to sit down and just talk. We were having a normal conversation, except there was this one girl. It was only me, Mickey, and this one other girl who paid for the meet and greet. And she was very, can you sign this? Oh, Mickey, I loved when you said this on this episode. Mickey, what was it like to do this? And she just wouldn't stop. And he even looked at me a couple times, rolling his eyes.
Remember when you were in the Monkeys?
Yeah, right. So eventually I was like, all right. So we got our picture, and then I took off. But, very nice man. Met his wife, too. She was nice. But, he still got it. He's fantastic.
Let's do a monkey song.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do a monkey
Enough
song.
talking.
You have a guitar?
Look at this.
Isn't
that crazy that works out?
Now that's a guitar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Couple things on it.
Is that a ukulele? That's a very small guitar.
Baby guitar, it's called.
What? A baby guitar? Is this a Fisher Price thing? What are you talking about?
There's a little.
Yeah.
What?
It's a baby Taylor.
Why? It's called a baby because it's so small?
Right.
And is it meant for kids?
No, just one thing to have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's easier for me to play these days. So.
There you go. We'll do a song from Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones.
Yeah.
Limited.
Mm-hmm.
I like how you stopped like you were going to be in trouble. Limited.
Make sure you know. This is a corporation. I was going to say Door into Summer, but it is.
Well,
I thought that was wrong. No, Love is Only Sleeping is the other one.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, it's Door into Summer. Who wrote this? I don't even remember.
It wasn't one of them.
No, but Mike sings it.
Yeah, I don't remember who did it.
Great song.
I love it.
All right. Hold on, I got to get my intro. Well, there's fool's gold stacked up all around him. I'm a killing in the market on the war. The children left King Midas there as they found him in his counting house where nothing counts but more. And he thought he heard the echoes of a penny whistle band and the laughter from a distant caravan and the brightly painted line of circus wagons in the sand fading through the door into summer. Well, there's travel on to maybe next year places as a trade-in for a name upon the door. And he pays for every year he cannot buy back with his tears when he finds out there's been no one keeping score. And he thought he heard the echoes of a penny whistle band and the laughter from a distant caravan and the brightly painted line of circus wagons in the sand fading through the door into summer. Yes, he thought he heard the echoes of a penny whistle band and the laughter from a distant caravan and the brightly painted line of circus wagons in the sand fading through the door into summer. Fading through the door into summer, door into summer. Fading through the door into fading through the door into summer.
That's the extended version right there. That was great.
Say what you feel.
Love that song. Chip Douglas and Bill Martin wrote that song.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't know he was,
Chip Douglas.
while managing the Yankees, he was writing songs.
Yeah, right.
Bill Martin and Chip Douglas wrote that. That's I love that tune too. What made you pick that one?
I just like the song.
Oh, okay.
It's one of my faves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Nesmith fan in particular?
Oh,
yeah.
always. Big Nesmith fan.
I'm a Nesmith fan and I'm a deep cuts guy. So While I Cry and
Sure.
love that song. And then what's the other one? The Kind of Girl I Could Love. Oh,
yeah.
What a great tune.
That's from the second album, yeah.
Yep.
All his solo stuff, I'm deep into Nesmith.
Yeah.
I was so lucky. My whole life I was waiting to see him. Real quick, this is how deep I go into Nesmith.
That's so dirty.
I did well. It's the hat.
It's the hat.
So when the Monkees first came out, I was very, very young.
Yeah.
But I had older brothers and sisters, so we had the TV show on, we had the albums, and I was latched on to Mike immediately. And I remember specifically this one time, my older sister was with two of her friends in the backyard, and I was with them, and it was turning into nighttime, and they were doing this first star, first star that comes out, Starlight, Star Bright. I'd never heard this stuff before.
Right, okay.
First star I see tonight, you make a wish. They're telling me, like, really? You can make a wish on a star? And I remember the first wish I ever made on a star, I wanted to be Michael Nesmith.
Oh, wow.
And I asked my mom about it the next day, or I waited a couple of days, and I asked them, can you become someone else? They said, well, what do you mean? You can become like someone else. I'm like, no. I wanted to jump into his body. I didn't want to become like, I wanted to be Michael Nesmith.
So your mother pulled out her liquid paper and said, stop saying it.
Rubbed the bottle and a genie came out. I'm full of liquid paper.
I love how the genie's drunk or something. I don't know whether.
Well, it's all that stuff. It's just honor. It's like, what do you do with all this slop, So that was my and then the first fan letter I ever wrote, I was in the late 70s. I wrote to Nesmith after finding out he had a solo career, and I asked if it was okay to send a cassette of some of my songs. And the funny thing was, they said it was okay. So I sent in a 3-page letter with a cassette, and I got in return an autographed picture of Mike.
Oh, that's cool.
And my letter back with someone with a red pen who answered some of the questions on it.
Oh, wow.
I just sent my whole letter.
Wow.
With the cassette back, too?
No.
Oh, right. So they kept that.
Yeah, it was just like, yes, Michael would be very interested. You keep it up and blah, blah, blah. It wasn't his handwriting.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's it, weird. And then I was almost Nesmith in the New Monkees.
Right.
And I said, well, this is just never going to happen. I'm never going to see him live. He never tours.
Right.
And then Davy Jones passes away, and Lauren Bacall, Mike Nesmith, shows up out of nowhere, not only to play with the Monkees, but then to do his own stuff.
Right.
The best show we saw of Nesmith. Second row at the Bolton Center.
Oh, wow. He played the Bolton Center?
He's played the Bolton Center like 2014, 2013.
What does that place hold, like 100 people?
200 people, maybe?
Holy
Seriously,
at the most,
At the most. And we were second row at his feet.
Wow.
And just doing all this solo stuff. And I said, this is, I'm good
cool.
now. I'm good.
Yeah, he, I don't think there'd be an Eagles if it wasn't for Mike Nesmith. If you like the Eagles, then you would like his solo stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Very underrated. Nobody knows it. But
the first national band stuff was great.
Right.
They did the Redux. I don't have the live one yet, but when they came back with his son and the band and his daughter-in-law and all that,
right.
What a great band that was. Yeah.
Oh, that live album, just the song, The Grand Ennui, just for the version of that alone on that live album. Holy crap. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
I was overland touring in a new Ferrari, dude, just about 110.
I love when people know what I'm talking about, because most don't.
I'm not a country fan, but boy, I love my Nesmith.
And how did his feet smell? You said you were right at his feet.
No, they were covered in purple tinty boots.
Purple tinty boots.
Whatever these tinty shiny boots. I don't know. Yeah.
Wow.
He was fantastic.
Wow,
that's my Nesmith stories.
But now you also, on your website, it says that you opened for Peter Tork.
Oh yeah, that was at the.
I was there for that.
That was at the downtown in Farmingdale after
Oh,
they
okay.
renovated the new downtown. It's not even there anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, Peter Torek. That's a funny story. I didn't get to meet him briefly, you know. But when they say I opened up, yeah, he was in a trailer outside. He had his bus or whatever, and they were hanging out there. But apparently there were speakers, or somehow he could hear what was going on stage, just so he knew what was going on. So I opened up with just me and my guitar, and I was going to do 8 songs, 4 of which were original, and 4 monkey songs that I knew he wasn't going to do.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Including like Going Down, which I know he wasn't going to tackle.
Right.
And this doesn't seem to be my day.
Oh,
You
wow,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, you're just like deep cuts that,
Yeah,
that
man.
people might enjoy. I wasn't going to touch the hits because I thought he might do them.
Right.
So then one of the songs, I got this from his manager. His manager came up to me later while he was performing, perhaps, or afterwards. He did a lot of meet and greet. He signed everything and anything for anybody.
Oh,
so
nice.
He was really good about that. He
Yeah.
just came in, just people laid. He did anything. He was great. He's a totally nice guy. But the story is, the manager comes to me and says, while you were playing, Peter cocked his ear and had everyone shush for a second, shush, shush, shush. And he heard that I was playing, you must just might, no. I'll spend my life with you.
Oh, okay, sure.
From headquarters.
Yeah.
I'll spend my life with you. And he cocked his head and he went, that's my favorite monkey song.
Oh, wow.
And she told me that. I went, that's nice. So, well, yeah.
We walked on air that day.
It was nice.
Right. You're like, can I meet Peter? Like, no.
No, yeah. Eventually, eventually.
That's a cool story.
He was very cool.
Nice.
That's all I got.
Now, so Rain, do you share the love of all the music with him, or you do? I didn't know if he was, just pouring you, dragging you around.
Well, yeah, that too. No, music has always been for me something that is healing, that is lifted me up in bad times, that just made my better times better,
Sure.
even greater. And,
Yep. Good answer.
It's always been through my life. I was the girl taping those things on off the radio if I couldn't afford to buy it.
Yep. Yeah, we used to do that.
I made those
I remember those
mixes.
days.
I carried boom boxes, like little pink and red radios around. Always had a little transistor in my ear before Walkman. So
she always,
music has been my life.
When we first started
connected
dating, I turned her on to a lot of solo Beatles stuff that she had never heard, and now she knows all of it.
Nice.
She was already a Beatle fan. She liked the Monkees already, which was a great. And she's much younger than me, so it was nice to teach someone.
Oh, sure.
And in return, now I know everything about U2 and Nina Simone and Van Morrison. So it's been a trade.
That's a good grouping right there.
I give her Bowie, Joe Jackson, and the Beatles and
Right.
Monkees. She gives me U2, Van
So
Morrison, and
that
Nina
one
Simone.
time that Davy Jones jumped on stage with you too, did you guys like explode? Or
When did that happen?
Oh, you don't even.
How did we not even know that?
What's wrong with? How do you guys?
played with U2?
Yeah, the Edge he started going into Daydream Believer. The crowd is going nuts. It's on YouTube, and all of a sudden there's Davy Jones singing with them.
What year was this?
This is going. Oh, you're familiar with this?
I've seen it.
Yeah, I want to say mid '90s too. I'm not.
How did that slip through our fingers?
Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, when they were doing those big extravagant tours.
The
Yeah.
crazy thing, the Edge was actually doing a karaoke version. He was singing along to a track.
Oh, is that right?
And it was the track of the Anne Murray version, which is much higher. Than
Much
the
higher?
version.
Oh, yeah.
Very high voice.
And then Davey comes up and it's like cheer up, baby, cheer. And he's like,
Oh, really?
You wanna
Oh,
be.
wow. Oh, my God. See, Frank saw it apparently.
I saw it.
Apparently.
Wow.
Yes, I still write songs. Would you like to hear one?
Yeah,
I'm
what, an
sorry,
original?
I swear that was
Yes.
the question.
I have a request if you want to do it. Claustrophobia.
Oh, Lord.
Or not.
I don't know. That's a lot of words.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind doing something I wrote recently, just to
Absolutely.
giggles. Yeah.
This will show you a little bit of how Ed has a great sense of humor in musical writing.
Oh,
as
okay. I didn't know that they knew I had a sense of humor.
They're trying to find it.
Really?
That's it. We were just camping a couple of weeks ago, or actually, end of June. And she has this big cup. I'm sure everyone's seen these. The cup they call the Yeti.
Oh yeah, sure.
YETI. And she kept going, "Where's my Yeti? I got to get my Yeti." And it sounded fun. So I said, "Well, I started writing a song called "Me and My Yeti," but not as the cup, as the abominable snow monster. So this is a song about me and my Yeti.
Very nice. Ed Ryan, ladies and gentlemen.
What key is it in? Oh yeah, all right. I've only played it a couple of times.
Went for a walk on a summer night, just me and my Yeti, looking for a place to get a bite, just me and my Yeti, giving folks such a wonderful fright. They've never seen such a wondrous sight than me and my Yeti eating spaghetti on a summer night. We was hoping we could sing a song, just me and my Yeti. We cut the line 'cause the line was too long, just me and my Yeti. Walked up to the karaoke machine, waited for the light to turn to green. Then me and my Yeti singing Tom Petty on a summer night. Me and my pal, he follows me everywhere with all that hair. Don't call me out and don't call my Yeti Betty, you'll be regretting. He's misunderstood, but his manners are good, just as they should be when you're 8'3" and in love. We was talking to the girls in the band, just me and my Yeti. Said we were strangers from the strangest land, me and my Yeti. Asked them if they could show us around. They took us home to their bedrock town. Then me and my Yeti and Wilma and Betty twitching through the night. Twitch, twitch. Me and my pal, he follows me everywhere. Look at all that hair. Don't call me out and don't call my Yeti Betty, you'll be regretting. He's misunderstood, but his manners are good, just as they should be when you're 8'3" and in love. Giving folks such a wonderful fright. They'd never seen such a wondrous sight. Then me and my Yeti throwing confetti with Wilma and Betty while singing Tom Petty and eating spaghetti on a summer night. Me and my pal, he follows me everywhere. All that hair. Don't call me out and don't call my Yeti Betty, 'cause his name is Chevy. He's misunderstood, but his manners are good, just as they should be when you're 8'3" and in love. Me and my pal, he follows me everywhere. Hair, hair, hair. Don't call me out and don't call my Yeti Betty, I told you already. He's misunderstood, but his manners are good, just as they should be when you're 8'3" and in love.
It's a love song.
That was fantastic. Is it frustrating not to get, or do you get your originals out, or is it tough to get them out with all the tribute stuff?
It's tough to get them out.
You do have a thing coming up.
I know. Yeah, it's tough to get them out because when you're just doing regular bar gigs or restaurant gigs and nobody's really half paying attention, they either want to hear something they've heard already or they're just not paying attention at all. Yeah. But I mean, you can throw them out. I throw them out every now and again. They don't really hear them. But I did do a show recently at a place called Bar Grazie. It's a restaurant in Massapequa Park, and they actually Mark Lund runs it now.
Oh,
He used to
okay. Yeah.
Run Governors.
Right.
So he's running about him and Ginny, and they have this back room where they can have little private parties, and we set up a show of all originals. It was a dinner show.
Oh,
It
wow.
was really well done. It was $45, and you got 3-course meal and the show, and the food was outrageous. I never.
Really?
The portions are plentiful and really delicious, according to everybody.
Wow.
So we sold out we had a nice gathering there, group, and I just did like 20 original songs with stories behind them, and everyone had a really good night. So much so that we're going to do it again. Actually, I haven't announced this yet, but it's another Wednesday night in November, the 14th, 13th, whatever that middle Wednesday is. Same place, Bar Grazie, and it's really nice. We'd started early, doors open at 6 for dinner, and the show starts around 7:15, 7:30. You're out by 9:30.
Very nice.
Great food. Anyway, that's Bar Grazie on November.
Vegetarians,
Oh yeah, they accommodate everybody.
Yes.
Wow.
So yeah, we're trying to get the originals back out again, and yeah, that's all I can say.
One of the ways Ed actually was doing it was that I do Reiki, and I'm like a medium.
Yep, I was going to ask about that. Yep.
Ed is amazing. We would do these sound healings, and he actually didn't write the originals for the sound healings. It's just it comes from another source with Ed.
I have a
It
bunch
really
of
does.
I've written over the years that are spiritual or
okay.
meditative or searching prayer like. I do a lot of that stuff. I just don't play them in public that much. But we have a program where people come and lay down, to do meditate, and she'll do the talking, and I have songs lined up that are specific mantras or prayers or things that I've written, and in between play little keyboards, for mood music, and she goes around the room and does Reiki on
You're right,
people. And
okay.
it's very, very nice.
Sings and bowls and
All right.
So there are more serious sides to
yeah, well, that's all right.
But it really gets his beautiful originals out there. And
Okay.
people really resonate with the words that he writes and how he plays these songs that no one's really seeing. So I agree with you that sometimes it's hard. I wish
Right.
more people could hear that side of Ed because they're beautiful songs.
Do you have them recorded so
That's
that
what
they
we're
can take them
working on,
home?
making
Oh
a
no.
No, not
meditation
yet.
sound thing that people can take with them.
So let me backtrack a little bit. So when you say sound healings, is that what you mean? Like songs of prayer? Is like I don't know. I've never heard that term before.
Sound healing also it's sonic. There's tones.
Okay.
Certain things you can hit on the keyboard. There's also drums and tings and all sorts of sound healing. There's
Oh, so we're not talking about like a song with words and verses.
that too.
That too.
That
Oh,
too.
okay.
It's
okay.
all of it. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I won't go bless my soul.
Oh, I love that.
Release.
One. Release.
They're
What's
very
the
meditative.
other one that I like? That you do?
All of them?
Yeah. Yeah. I like all of them. So that, but I really wish people
Good save.
could see that too because. But
Right,
the thing
yeah.
that amazed me was we worked so good together as a team because I would be making up the meditation parts and Ed's songs fit like perfectly in it, like the I Am Healed one.
I Am
and
Healed.
we used that with going through the chakras and clearing your chakras.
Okay.
And, like, the way Ed put all these beautiful lyrics together without that intention being.
Right,
Ed
right.
takes this from a higher source. That even when he's out there playing
Sure.
and performing, and people say, "Oh, can you teach being a front man?" Ed is taking it from a higher and
Yep.
just allowing it to go through him.
My lyrics are outsourced.
Yeah, exactly. and when
And you
sound
can't really send payment. Well, you
Well, yes,
can.
you
I
can.
guess you can. Yeah. Yeah.
Sound healing is more that everything has vibration and it's lifting those vibrations.
Right, yes.
Like, if I hit a ting, it's changing even the vibrations in every cell you have. So when Ed's
Right.
playing this music and stuff, and singing these songs and we're going around doing that, we're trying to lift the vibrations of inside your body to help heal and connect your mind, body, and soul.
And is that my experience? Reiki, right?
Yes.
I'm saying it right. I don't know. Just flat out, I don't hardly know anything about it. When I sold my house, we were there at closing, and the buyer's agent was there, and our agent was there. The buyer's agent started complaining about her knee. My agent then started doing Reiki on her knee. They were both hot, and I was getting excited. That was the whole. That's all I know about it.
What was his name?
What's wrong with that? No. So really, that's my only experience with
Very
it. So,
old world healing modality of transferring energy. Just like when we all have that ability. It's like bringing in the energy through me, like I'm a beacon. And then through that, I'm going to transfer that energy into you, like wherever your ailment was, or intuitively where I feel it should go. And then it gets looped around and comes back to me and also gives me energy. And then it goes back to the higher source.
Oh,
So
that's
you're
interesting. I didn't know
pulling
that.
That extra energy for healing. That's what she did. She said, "Oh, your knee hurts. Well,
Yeah.
let's like concentrate all those
Yes.
energies to
Yeah.
that area to release kind of what was going in there,
Okay.
and then kind of bring healing energy to
Huh.
that space." And
And-
that's what a sound healing thing is kind of doing.
Right.
First we do drums and shakers and things to like, just because everybody's so uptight and needs to calm.
Okay.
And you let that out, and then we just chill. You don't even have to lay down. You just sit and we just chill.
So
And you
it
listen
sounds
to Ed's
like
beautiful music.
You're
and-
kind of
and-
describing watching Ed live on stage. You know, you
Right.
start.
But it is another element of Ed that nobody really knows about, which is
Yeah,
like,
right.
really nice.
Do you have down about Ed playing in Liverpool?
Oh.
In the band or the city?
The city.
No, I do not. I do.
But he'll play in Liverpool. If we'll take him.
Well, there was a band, right? There was a band.
there
called
is.
Liverpool.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, I'm not. No, I don't have that.
We took a trip with a whole bunch of people, and we went to Liverpool. We played at the. I did a couple of songs at the Cavern,
Nice.
which is very cool.
Yeah.
I was on like 10 minutes worth, so it was like
That's all right. You
three
can say you
songs,
played
whatever
there.
It was. And I brought Tom Sanfilippo up for the third song, so at least we got to play together on one song. I did. What did I do? Oh, I know I did. I did 4 songs.
You did 4.
I did a slow version of All My Lovin', which is very ballady, and people were in tears. It was great.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I did, what was the second one? Eleanor Rigby, which is
Which he does another crazy
the chunky version.
version. Version.
So like not straight out versions. And then I did Liverpool 8 by Ringo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because it just seemed like riot,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Liverpool at the end, Liverpool. Nobody did it.
We look like idiots. We're the only 2 Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Like, what is this bloody song he's playing? I don't know this.
That's that wanker Ringo. And then I brought Tom up and we did One After 909.
Oh, that's cool.
At breakneck speed. We didn't realize till watching it back when, oh my God, we're playing it so fast.
excited.
The energy
Yeah,
was
sure.
like,
Now, did you just go there and ask him,
it
like,
was
how
all
did
set
that
up.
happen?
There's a friend of ours, Ernie Lustenring, he set up the whole trip, and there were guided tours and this and that.
Oh, okay.
And in advance, he said, "Well, we're going to be visiting the Cavern at this particular day and time.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get our guy?" I was like playing on the bus, and
Oh,
it was
okay.
like,
Oh, that's wild.
We went to London first, and then from London to Liverpool on the bus, where we're playing songs, and we watched A Hard Day's Night on the bus.
That was
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
it
that's
was
fun.
a lot of fun. It was a great trip. We did the Casbah for a whole
Yeah.
night.
Oh, wow.
That was crazy. We rented. We had the place to ourselves.
Wow.
It was
Creepy?
creepy. It was like
Well, it's like
ghosts. It's the
yeah.
basement,
Yeah.
and
and
you
they're
could.
little.
Woo, they were all. You could. The cobwebs
melted.
were still there.
Oh, wow.
It was
Yeah,
like,
that is
You
creepy.
could see where John carved his name in the corner, and the ceiling was still there.
Oh, wow.
And we're like, it was just. I felt the ghosts.
Yeah,
As
I did
we
too.
played a whole show down there. It was and Tom got up and Kenny
Oh,
Forgione.
yeah.
It was hot and dank and.
Kenny played with
I said,
us?
yeah, Kenny Forgione.
Yeah.
And Rogue Best, Pete Best's younger brother.
Oh, sure.
Whose father is, which one, Derek
Neil.
Taylor?
Neil.
Or Neil
Neil
Aspinall?
Aspinall, yeah.
What a life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, so that's my Liverpool
And
story.
then-
Yeah, we
and
had a
then
lot of fun.
drank them out of all their
We,
liquor.
yeah, they didn't have any more liquor left when we were done.
Oh, nice.
So what else you got in these 15 minutes?
That's, 2 weeks. Yeah, this time in 2 weeks, I'll actually be in England, and I'm very excited. Today is actually the anniversary of the Beatles taking the Abbey Road picture. This day on 1969.
Well, please don't play Happy Anniversary by the Little River Band.
No.
Never heard that song in my life, and I heard it twice in the last 2 days.
Oh, no. No,
Horrible.
had no intention. And it's also on this day in 2008, I believe, where Don Sill was at Abbey Road as well and took a picture. Don Sill does shows in the studio here. I don't know if you know Don or not, but
I don't think so.
But yeah, so that's just I just felt like throwing that in there. That's all there is.
Joey Cole is watching.
What's that?
Joey Cole is on.
Joey Cole is watching?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. I love Ed and Ray and Ryan. Love them. We go and see them every chance we get. Very nice. Well, and we say the same. We go to see Joey Cole every chance we get. Joey Cole was just, a week ago today. Joey was in here. Love that man tremendously. Did you meet him from getting into comedy, or?
Yeah, I met Joey through comedy. Chuckles, you remember Chuckles?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did a lot of work there. That's where I started hanging out with Joey mostly, at Chuckles. Not so much at Governor's, because it would be, or at Brokerage, which I was at Brokerage a lot. I ran the open mics on Mondays, and then I ended up hosting the comedy shows after the improv group broke up. So I worked a lot at the Brokerage.
Nice.
But it was always full of comics and other people, so there was always business.
That's how I met.
On a Chuckles weekend, if he was on the bill, you could just spend a lot of time hanging out. Yeah.
Yep.
Joe Starr.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love
sure.
that guy.
Yeah, Joe Starr's great.
Kevin James did the nicest thing for me at Chuckles. I was middling. It was a December of whatever year it was, and my friend Artie Scaraglio, who played with Tom Sanfilippo, and we started the whole Ramones gig that he was on that we were talking about. But when Artie got married, we were invited, and I was part of the weekend at Chuckles, so I had to do my shows because or else I wasn't going to make any money.
Right.
So I went to the ceremony, and then I went to the cocktail hour, and I left my wife there, and I said, I gotta go do 2 shows, but I'll come. I was middling. So the second show, once I'm done, I'm not sticking around for the rest of the headliner. I'll come back maybe for the last 45 minutes of the wedding.
Right.
So I get there and I do my first show, and while the headliner's on, Kevin James is just hanging out. He had a night off and he's just talking, and we're talking, and I'm telling, I'm supposed to be at this wedding, blah, blah, and after the second he goes, I'll do your second show. I said, it's a middle spot. It's not the headliner. He goes, that's all right. I just need the time. I just need to warm up. I said, really? You do? And I can go to the wedding? I said, yeah. I'll give you a quarter of. It's 4 shows. I'll give you a quarter of my pay. He goes, no, I don't want anything. Just go to your wedding.
Oh wow!
And I went, and he did the show for free, and I got to see the wedding. It was very nice.
That is very nice.
Yeah.
That's great. Joey brought Kevin James in here once, not on the air, but just hanging out.
Oh, you have to pay for him to be on
the
the
air.
air.
Exactly. which I can't afford him. His brother came in for free, so thank you, Gary. But yeah, Gary's super nice. Kevin was super nice.
Yeah.
Even when Kevin Can Wait first got picked up, they did the pilot, got picked up, and then we went to see the first taping. And it went late. I mean, it was like 6 or 7 hours to record this thing. It was like 1 a.m. when it was finally over. So Kevin James came out and told the crowd, you guys were great, and you stayed. Thank you for staying. So he agreed to stay out there and sign autographs, take pictures,
that's awesome.
as long as it took to thank everybody for sticking around.
Awesome.
Between that and then talking to Joey and finding out that the whole crew and all the actors are all Long Island based, like giving back like that.
Yeah.
This guy, can do no wrong in my book, at that point. So, it's great. And then
step up and you help everybody else.
Absolutely right. That's I'll tell you, that's one of the things with getting involved in the comedy scene here. Really, of course, there's jackasses in every walk of life, but the people I've met here, the Joey Colas who I've gotten close to, we knew Joey already. He's friends with a cousin of ours, but I didn't get close to him until I was in here. And I can't say enough about him.
Oh,
He's
Joey.
the nicest man in show business.
He really is.
But even outside of show business, he's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, ever. Ever.
Really, him and his wife are.
Yeah, his wife too, yeah.
So
Boy,
sweet.
he's got her fooled, huh?
Yeah. He's a good actor.
Exactly. When he was on Kevin Can Wait, he played the principal who was eating the corn. I don't know if
yeah.
That just shows the genius of Joey Cola. Like, who can eat corn and make it funny? The guy goes on stage and he puts the microphone to his waist and he does the click belt. I mean, only Joey Cola can make that funny. Like, he's just fantastic. Like we were talking before we went on the air about Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis was a dick in real life, but comedically he was a genius. Just the stuff. And Joey Cola's right up there in my opinion. But.
You think Joey's a dick? That's awful. That's awful. Joey, I love you.
It can be kind of taken that way.
Love you.
And he went to see you recently, right?
Yeah.
We had a really great time.
Yeah, we had a nice time.
Absolutely, yeah. And who would? So we're talking music or comedy. You mentioned some tours and people, but would you? Would there anybody that we know? Like a name that we would know that kind of helped you or gave you some good advice, or maybe you did a memorable gig with them? Anything?
I didn't. Wow.
All right, I can move on if you want.
Well, the Kevin James thing kind of covered that.
Well,
everybody's
true,
had creative. Like you said, there are jackasses in every walk, and there is a lot of competition for stage time.
Yeah.
But not off stage. I didn't find in comedy. I didn't find like a lot of people being mean to each other just because you want to get a gig or something like that. If you got a gig, great, good for you. I didn't get it, you got to get it. But people want stage time, but off stage, I didn't find a lot of animosity among comedians.
Right. Oh yeah, I agree.
Everyone
with
was
that.
very helpful.
I love the hang.
Jim Myers was very in my early time.
Okay.
Klaus Myers, I don't know if you remember, he used to do the German thing. He moved out to L.A. a long time ago. Jim was a legend here on Long Island, that's for sure. He was very friendly when I first started out. Vinnie Mark, Vinnie and I, we went to college together. So Vinnie, we were very, very close friends. He's the one who got me into comedy to begin with.
Oh, no kidding.
Because we were actors together. We did a lot of theater together. And then when he was in the improv group with Dave Hawthorne and Lenny, Lenny Schultz.
I was
Lenny
just thinking
that. So he got me into the improv group because they were short a man. He goes, "Come on, you're funny. You just get up." So I didn't want to know anything about it.
Oh,
It's
wow.
I said, "Oh yeah, acting. Yeah, I could do that. I'll jump up with you and make stuff up as you go."
Yeah.
Which is great. And I started doing that, and they're like, "Well, yeah, but during the shows, one of us usually gets up in the beginning, does a little, I'll do 5 minutes, you'll do 5 minutes, and then we'll do the improv." So what would you do? And I said, "Well, I sing." And I said, I'll go up and sing a funny song.
Sure.
That's
sure.
right. So I'd go up and think, "You're such a shithead," probably. So I go sing, "You're such a shithead." They're like, "Oh, the audience loved it. But next time, say something before the song." I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to talk." So next time, maybe I'll made up a line or two to make funny, do the song.
Yeah.
Next time, a couple more lines. Before that, you couldn't shut me up.
Yeah,
I started getting the hang of it. I was like, "Oh, I see now."
Right. Yep.
You just start talking, and as long as they're laughing, you can keep going. Then
Yep,
so
absolutely
I
right.
loved that. Vinny got me into it. One of the best. You'll appreciate this. Do you know who Dave Hawthorne was?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
the Walrus?
Yep.
Walrus.
I
All right,
remember.
Dave
yeah.
was like the king of improv and all this. So Dave Hawthorne, Lenny Travis, Vinnie Mark, and myself. And one of many rotating female comics. They could never keep one in the troupe because they were all misogynist, and every girl would get. I would be the one talking. I go, "Don't let them talk to you like that."
Right,
And then
right.
they'd leave anyway because But I was always on their side. But Dave, there was this one night I remember it specifically. Now Vinny and Dave had been doing these improv things for years together with Bob Nelson and Rosie and all the other things they're doing at the East Side.
Bartlett.
Bartlett, right. So now they're doing governance. I'm the new guy. And so Vinny and Dave are doing a restaurant thing. It's one of those things where the audience isn't giving you what you want, so you take it.
Yeah.
It's like, "Hey, I need a place. I heard restaurant." And nobody said restaurant. "Oh, I said a Chinese restaurant. I get it. Okay, we're at a Chinese restaurant." And they look at each other. "Oh, I'm like, what can we do with this?" They know damn well what they're going to do. They had something prepared. Obviously, I didn't know. So Dave sits down, or whichever one of them sits down. The other one's going to be the waiter, and they're going back and forth with Tom. And they're doing. To me, it didn't seem that funny. Right now, there's a box of hats, so or whatever. I put a thing on. Now I'm going to be the busboy or somebody from the kitchen. "Hey," and I come out. "Hey, boss," and they both go, and they look like I interrupted something.
Right.
Now, this is improv. You're supposed to interrupt.
Yeah.
They look at me like, they say, "We don't need that." I go, "But if the kitchen said, no, you go in the kitchen, you tell them no, you go. And it's like, wow. All right, so I go, and then they're doing it. Now it's stretching, and it's not getting laughs. So I grab another hat, and I come on again as a different character. And then, like they chase me off again, basically. Yeah. And then they go to their whole routine, which was a lame setup. It was like, I'll have, they go, I'll have this, and the guys go, "A number 5, Benny." Lights, as if this was all made up stuff, right? So that's what they're going for. So the show is over, and I go up to Dave. Dave's sitting at the bar, and I'm curious why they chased me off the stage twice during the same bit just to get to their stupid joke. So I go over to Dave. I said, "Dave, what happened there?" That he goes, "Listen, you're new. Don't ever ad lib in the middle of an improv."
That's a great line, actually, if you think about it.
I was floored by that. Don't ad lib. No, because you didn't know. We had a thing going, and you didn't know. So don't ad lib in the middle of an improv.
Don't.
That's the whole idea of it.
Yeah, right. I mean, there is a difference. That's why I love the line. But wow, that's really funny. That's really funny.
So that was helpful when you asked who helped me a lot.
Yeah, right.
That was the most helpful.
I never ad-libbed again.
I never opened my mouth again.
Vinnie Mark now works with Scott Baker. And
Oh, yeah.
do you know Scott?
I met him.
okay.
Vinny's wife's
Yep.
service last year.
Yeah.
She passed away.
Yep.
Jody.
Yeah, she was
hysterical.
She was great in her.
Jody
Yep.
Weiner.
She was wonderful.
So
yeah.
funny.
Yep.
She was one of the most quotable. She and Jay London, I think, were the most quotable.
I remember him. Yeah.
Comics that when you talk to other comics and you bring up lines, Jay London #1.
Right.
He was
wow.
like Stephen Wright.
Yeah.
All this one-liners, just great stuff.
Stephen Wright.
Big fan.
You remember Jay London? He had the crazy hair and
Yes.
he had a beat up face and all, and he'd hold the coat. I work at Bed Bath and Beyond. I work in the Beyond department.
Right. What a great
I'll
line.
move over here.
So it is just about time to go. But now you got me thinking, like, because I miss everything we're talking about here. The guys that were doing the improv and Jackie the Joke Man was involved in that in the very beginning. The and talking about these guys that do characters and whatnot. I always, as much as I love Seinfeld, I do feel he kind of killed that type of performance because you don't see that anymore anywhere. All comedians now they all do the observational comedy.
Yeah.
Even still, since Seinfeld first, really broke out with his series in the late '80s, early '90s, it kind of killed that free-form ad-lib.
Making characters? Is that what you're talking about?
You
like
don't.
George
I mean, there are
Carlin
some
would, or
doing characters, but
George
it's
Carlin, Flip Wilson, Bob Nelson,
Kaufman. Like you don't.
Yeah, Andy
You
Kaufman.
don't really see. I mean, there are still guys out there doing it, but it's not big anymore. It's not.
Interesting.
And it's so. As much as I like Seinfeld, it kind of bothers me that he changed the game almost too much. That's
but you can't take anything away from him.
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Take the show, put the show aside. His
Right.
stand-up was clean, funny,
Absolutely.
and it was
intelligent,
almost groundbreaking.
Yes.
because it was so clean.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm trying to be careful with my words because I'm not disagreeing with anything you just said. However, I do feel it killed that kind of free form.
Why, because everyone wants to emulate the success that he had by doing it his way.
Maybe
that's kind of cowardly on the comic. Then
right.
do whatever you want, unless that's what they want to do.
There might have been some that were doing that in the beginning to cash in, but now I just think it's become the norm. I don't think people are sitting there saying, "I got to do what Seinfeld does." It's just become what comedy.
I guess the only ones doing characters are ventriloquists. That would
Kind of,
basically-
yeah.
Kind of boring. I like when comedians.
I love character. I love it all.
Yeah.
I can sit and watch a whole night of observational comedy, but I just miss that free form ad lib, getting a bunch of guys together on stage to see what they do. You never really see it. In fact, I just saw a few weeks ago these two guys out of Staten Island. They're twin brothers, Greg and Rob. They're called, out of Staten Island. They went up together, and so right away I'm like, a duo. I haven't seen a freaking duo. Probably in 30. Right. So, and they were great. These guys, I thought they were great. So of course, in my head, I'm like, I hope someday I can say I saw these guys when they were just breaking in, and I hope they change the game and we see a ton of duos again. I love. I mean, show my age.
There was a duo called Pat Man and Howard. Do you remember them?
No.
Pat Man and Howard. Yeah, Pat Man was a big black guy, and Howard was a skinny Jewish guy. And they were very funny.
This what one when you were doing comedy?
Yeah, they were at the brokerage a lot. Yeah,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Pat Man and Howard,
Huh.
and Monty and Lund, and back at Truson and Corson. Oh my God, that's what John Truson. Oh my God,
Truson, I think he's here. I think he's in the
right
building.
now?
Yeah, I think. He is.
I can't remember any other duos that.
Right.
What about
I miss that.
storytelling? Are they still doing the storytelling type of comedy?
Well, that's observational is different
than
storytelling.
Right. I took Truson's class 4 or 5 years ago, and that's and even Peter Bales and Rich Walker, they teach a class at the brokerage, and believe me, I would love to take Bales and Walker's class. I love those guys, and I would love to even take Truson's class again because I learned a ton, but. So I'm not trying to make it sound negative or bad about these classes, but they do teach topic, premise, punch, like we were saying earlier. Every 10 seconds, you got it.
Yeah.
No,
you
they
take
weren't.
that and then you apply it to what feels good for you.
Well, that's the thing.
I would tell a story. Like I would take a bit and make it like a nice 5-minute story, but there was always laughs in it. Like we do. There's
Right.
still in the story. Like you go, oh, my next thing was, and then I picked up this microphone, which if you know anything about microphones, like a side thing.
Exactly.
There's your joke.
Right.
Now back to the story, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And you just comment on the story as you go.
And we could go on another 90 minutes just talking about that, because that's like a little off topic, because you got to keep the audience. In this day and age, and the day and age of TikTok, you have to keep. You can't tell a story where the punchline comes 2 minutes later, because you lose them, which is sad to me. But again, that's going way off topic.
Or you could just force them to listen.
It's like Clockwork Orange. You get everybody in there. And it drops.
Exactly. All right, so I have one more question, and if you guys are okay with staying just another 5 minutes, I'd love to get one more song before we go.
Right.
But I do have this one question. All right, I'm going to say 2 words, and you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh, God. I haven't seen that in ages. I don't know if it's available.
I looked. It's like a minute. That's all I was able to find.
Really?
So that Steven Tyler, the voice of Steven Tyler is you?
Is me. Yeah. There's a Celebrity Deathmatch episode that was Mick Jagger versus Steven Tyler.
Yep.
And I was hired to do the voice of Steven Tyler. Yeah.
Mick Jagger wins by stabbing Steven Tyler with his tongue.
Yes.
Is that, oh, my God. Oh, Lord.
So, what are the chances of getting that impersonation right now?
0. Just like Steven Tyler has lost his voice, I lost Steven Tyler's voice as well.
I was just about to say that. They might be looking for a singer to go on the road, man.
No,
this could be it. That sounded like Steven Tyler right there.
All that shit.
There it is. See, I knew we'd get it.
Shit. But that gig got me another gig, which I almost had a cartoon series from MTV, but it never got picked up. MTV was doing that was Celebrity Deathmatch was MTV, so I did the voiceover in there, and one of the guys heard me and they said, "Oh, we'd like to audition for the voice of they were going to do a cartoon series, kind of like Beavis and Butthead or whatever, but it was about an '80s hair metal band." Even though it was in the mid-'90s. It was like, because they were throwbacks.
Right,
so they're like a bad band or whatever. And I had the voice of the lead guy, and I went in and they did a pilot, and they had me yelling the whole time. Hey, guys, what is it? Oh, like, everything. Oh, yeah! And all this shit, And the drummer in the cartoon didn't really speak lines. It was more like noises, and it was Chris Kattan.
Oh, wow.
Who I did not meet, we just did him. So they had this whole thing, and they made a pilot that was called Toxic Fox.
Yes.
With X's. 2 X's in Toxic. Oh, no, Toxic with a K, and then 2 X's in Fox. To be clever. But it didn't get picked up. But it did. I would have had a television series based on Steven Tyler.
One you did over the phone?
I did. I auditioned over the phone.
Oh, back then. Yeah. Wow. Well, that shows you right there how talented Ed Ryan is, that he gets an audition over the phone. This Saturday, Bowie Station playing at Jones Beach.
The band shell, not the big Northwell, whatever they call it, Tommy Hilfiger, Northwell, aspirin in the morning, whatever they're calling it.
All right,
we're at the band show. We're at the Boardwalk band show, a free show.
It'll be better than whatever's playing at the big theater. All right, what do we? You joining in? What do you want to do?
I didn't think of it, so
okay.
I'll play original tune.
Cool.
When I was younger, I stayed with my grandmother. She was a beacon of light. Well, I'd ask her questions, and with great patience, she told me her secrets of life. She said, you gotta love yourself, you gotta love your neighbor, you gotta love the flavor of love. You gotta love your God, and soon you'll learn you get love in return. I wanna be happy, but I can't be happy till I make you happy too. That's how the song goes, and long as your love flows, then it's gonna happen to you. She said, you gotta love yourself. You gotta love your neighbor. You gotta love the flavor of love. You gotta love your God, and soon you'll learn you get love in return. Well, those days are far away, though they seem like yesterday. And now I'm suddenly old. Now when the young ones come with their questions, I tell the things I was told. Yeah, I say, you gotta love yourself. You gotta love your neighbor. You gotta love the flavor of love. You gotta love your God, and soon you'll learn you get love in return. Yeah, you gotta love yourself. You gotta love your neighbor. You gotta love the flavor of love. You gotta love your God, and soon you'll learn you get love in return. Yes, love your life, and you will learn to get love in return.
I will give you $1 if on Saturday you're on stage with Bowie Station and you say, I just want to play this rare B-side that David Bowie did, and you play that song.
A whole dollar?
A whole dollar.
All right.
And I guarantee you, the audience, you even ask them at the end, anybody ever hear this? Anybody, did you like it? And I guarantee they're going to be, love it, keep it in. I'm telling you, that song was good, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Sneaking Ed's originals through the
That's
Bowie
what,
station.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just say it's a rare David Bowie song that you probably never heard in your life, and then you just play it.
You want to hear some more of my originals? Why, tonight and every Thursday, I play at the Third Rail in Belmore
Oh,
from 7 to
okay.
10.
There you go.
Tonight, this very Thursday. Every
you go.
Thursday from 7 to 10. It's right by the railroad station. That's why it's called the Third Rail. Get it?
Originals.
Oh, and they can hear originals there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so Ed Ryan, Jones Beach this Saturday. So give us the socials where they can find you. Any other dates you want to push?
Bowie Station has a Facebook page. I have a Facebook page. I have a website that has just a calendar on it that is always up to date. And I play all over the place. Bar Grazie, if you want to hear a whole night of originals, that's not till November 13th. Anything coming
The
up?
website is what, edryan.com?
Ed-Ryan.com. That was my nickname when I was a track runner.
Ed-Ryan.
Yeah. I was they used to call me 100 Yard, but I said Dash was faster.
100 Yard is a whole different meaning.
It is.
It's an old website, but the calendar is always up to date.
Calendar's always up to date.
And Facebook, we always up to date everything, have
Right.
these events on. We also have a separate, when we used to do the pandemic, Ed did three shows a week during that pandemic.
Wow.
And he worked so hard on those shows.
Yeah.
It was the best job I ever had working with my husband. And
So they're available.
And we also have a little group called Ed and Rain's live stream.
Oh, okay.
You can find
Soul Family.
You can find all the shows there.
And that's
240 shows.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's our little Soul Family. So anyone is invited to join us and share anything they like.
What's the Facebook page you guys have together? The Magical Mystery something?
Oh, that's the tour one.
That's an old one.
That's old.
That's
Oh.
the Ed
He's still
and Rain live stream Soul Family. That's the one we share together. And we also have one that's for the Reiki called Key to the Sky.
Key to the Sky. That's on Facebook, or is that a
That's
website?
on Facebook.
Oh, that's on
Key
Facebook.
to the Sky.
Yes.
Oh, I got to find that. All right, very cool.
There's a certain something in the
There
way
we go.
you looked at me and said you'd stay to let me know that I was out of line. But I didn't know what else to do, and like a fool I tested you by demanding things of you which weren't mine. But now I feel like such a fool
for making you crawl back to me. But you did it with such love that you're standing far above me and all I did to you. I'm sorry now, what can I do? I know that never in the world could I have found me such a girl who's there to pick me up before I fall. So if in the end we should go both our separate ways, I know the lesson I learned here is worth it all.
This is a Michael Nesmith song from his very first solo album called Magnetic South, and it's called 9 Times Blue. You can look it up, or you can buy a copy at your local Amazon store. You know the bridge? And now I feel like such a fool for making you crawl back to me. But you did it with such love that you're standing far above me and all I did to you. I'm sorry now, what can I do? I know that never in the world could I have found me such a girl who's there to pick me up before I fall. And if in the end we should go both our separate ways, I know the lesson I learned here is worth it all. Yes, if in the end, Tony, we should go both our separate ways,
say it isn't so.
I know the lessons I've learned here at Governor's Radio is worth it all.
Very nice. You know, that is actually the second time that song's been played in the studio.
No.
Jeez, I'm having a brain fart. Jeez.
Smell it from here.
You mentioned him earlier. Tom Cavanaugh. Tom Cavanaugh played that song in here. Yep.
He's a big Nesmith fan.
He came in with Steve Beery one day. I didn't know. Beery surprised me, and that was one of the songs he played for me. Yeah, it was wonderful.
Now you gotta play another one. Can't play the same one.
I was gonna request Going Down.
Oh my goodness.
That might be too early.
Down the river with a saturated liver, and I wish you could forgive her, but I do believe she meant it when she told me to forget it, and I'll bet you will regret it when they find me in the morning wet and drowned. And the word gets round, I'm going down. Coming up for air, blue stuffy under there, like to think I didn't care, but it's the hottest day afloat, soaking wet without a boat, and I forgot to leave a note, and I knew I should have taken off my shoes. It's front page news, going down, going down. Help, 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 help. Well, I wish I had another drink of wouldn't sweet hot drink. Let's try that again. I wish I had another drink of wouldn't be so hard to sing. I should have taken time to think. But a picture straight. You must have another date. I didn't need the extra weight. I wish that I could see my way to shore. I don't want no more. Going down, going down. Get the tummy from can't believe they drink this stuff in town. It's dirty brown. Going down, going down, going down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, I wish I looked before I leave. I didn't know it was so deep. Down so far I can't get wet. Haven't touched the bottom yet. This river scene is a getting old. I'm hungry, sleepy, wet and cold. Told me to forget it nice. Should have taken her advice. I only wanna go on home. I'd gladly leave that girl alone. What a way to spend the night. If I don't drown, I'll die of fright. Happy taught me how to float, but I can't swim a single note. Threw me in to teach me how, and I stayed there floating like a mama cow. And now I've floated way downstream. I know this has to be a dream. If I could find my way to shore, I'd never do this anymore. To give you 3, I've been down 9, and I'm going down. One more time, go down. Go down. I'm going down. I'm going down. Back to the world. Back to the truth. Back to my friends. Back to the one. I'm going on home. alright. Think I finally got the knack. I'm just loading and flazing. I'm loading and flazing, floating and lazing on my back. I never really liked that town. I think I'll ride the river down, just moving slow and floating free. River swinging under me, way back to the suckers on shore. I should have thought of this before. I'm going on down to New Orleans to dig on all those swinging scenes. Gonna know me a better day, and I'm going down grooving all the way. Go down, go down. I'm going down, I'm going down. I'm going back home, back, 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 back. Down the river with a saturated liver, and I wish I could forgive her, but I do believe she meant it when she told me to forget it, and I'll bet you will regret it when they find me in the morning, wet and drowned, and the world gets round. I'm going down.
Damn, that was fantastic. That might be one.
I'm loading and flazing on my back.
That might be one of my favorite moments ever on my 6.5 years of doing this show. That was fantastic. Ed Ryan, ladies and gentlemen. Ed Ryan. If you like that, wait till you see him at the beach this weekend.
There you go.
And you have, right? You have nothing to push, right? Okay. Go see Ed this weekend at the beach. Wow, that was fantastic. Wow. Thank you for that. That was great, Ed. Thank you. And thank you, of course, Rain Ryan as well.
My pleasure. You do such a great job here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. That was very nice. And, of course, let's see. What does Governors have going on this weekend? Excuse me. Tarracana Stracy playing the big club this weekend. Sean Brown's got the open mic tonight, and he's doing a show tomorrow, both in the Giggle Room. Joe Crivello will be a part of that. Saturday night in the Giggle Room, Chris Roach, Kathy Arnold, Emily Santosis, Deb Diamore. Alvin Kwai is playing, I think, the Brokerage. James Mattern is, actually, I think Alvin might be the McGuires. James Mattern playing the Brokerage. Either way, just go to govs.com and find out which club they're playing at. Those are just some of the great people you'll see on the Governors stage this weekend. Don't forget tonight, where is it? Where's the graphic? There it is. Tonight, Mark David Hirschman playing the main club here at Governors. Stand Up for Epilepsy. Eric Haft is on the bill. Chris Monty is going to be on there as well. And I'll be doing, I think, 5 minutes as well. Looking forward to that. That's tonight at 8 o'clock here at Govs in Levittown. Saturday, August 17th. Don't forget Mike Keegan and friends. September 24th, our pal Jeff Posey and friends playing in the Giggle Room. Knockem Dead Comedy. Don't forget at the Brokerage on September 27th, we're doing a murder mystery show. And then the very next night here in the Giggle Room, we got a game show cooking. October 5th, Govs Comedy Club Podcast presents The Down and Outs with Claudia Sherman, Gretchen Comer, Nancy Parker, and I'm hosting that one. Govs Comedy Club Podcast also presents Mike Pachetti and Friends. That's November 2nd. Mike Pachetti, Johnny McDonald, Greg Criticos, Courtney Otera, Andrew Farella, and Sean Kearns will be on that bill. December at McGuire's, Knockem Dead Comedy again, doing another fun murder mystery show. And that's it. And again, Abbey Road.
It was Mike Buschetti. Okay, I knew that name. Now I see the graphic.
Oh,
there.
he's
I know him.
Yeah, there's something not right with that man. It's the truth. No, he's great.
That's what I remember.
He's actually picking up some steam right now because he's the voice of some cartoon on Adult Swim.
Really?
We did a show with him just a few weeks ago. He filled up 2 tables with a bunch of geeks that just wanted to, because he does the voice of some cartoon.
That's
they were
hysterical.
They had no idea what his stand-up was. So
way back at the Brokerage.
yeah, he's been around a long time. Oof. And then he was doing. He was on the Artie Lang show. He was like Artie's right-hand guy for a long time, right? So, all right, we're out of here. Today is Thursday. Circling the Drain. Tonight, special time. They're on at 9 o'clock tonight. Coffee with the Dog with Matt Napo tomorrow at 9 a.m. And then I'm back here with Andy Plajanos tomorrow at 11 a.m. And then Donversations with Don Sill. His guest, I believe, is Paul Vaccarello. Paul Vaccarello?
Greg Vaccarello.
Greg Vaccarello. Thank you. I knew I had that wrong. Greg Vaccarello.
You bitch bastard. that's Greg's.
That's Greg.
You bitch bastard.
Oh, that's true. That's right. All right, we're out of here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Once again, Frank, Ed, and Rain. Who's here next week with us?
Michael Accurzo, a.k.a. Mike Lord.
Ah, okay. You're going to get Mike Lorded right face to face.
Yes, that's
Oh, is that what he's calling himself now? Mike
Used to
Lord?
be. No, used to be years ago.
Oh, used to. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Richie Byrne, you know, you must know Richie,
Yeah.
right? Richie Byrne, he contacted me. Apparently, he's good friends with Mike. He loves the guy. He's like, can I sit in on that show next week? So Richie Byrne will be here with us next Thursday as well.
We're going to sing, too.
He does. Richie sings.